because acting is, it's not a linear path, and nor is it nor is there a recipe for success. It happens so differently for everyone.
Your go-to ritual before stepping on stage or screen?
Breathing.
Breathing. Deep breathe?
Yeah, you have to take a breath. You really do, because there's a lot happening when they say action. There's so much going on around you. There's 50 people standing around watching you, and you really have to be present and there. So taking a deep breath, is important.
Most actors play roles. Taylor Treadwell becomes them. A classically trained artist from NYU Tisch, Taylor Treadwell has carved out a unique place in the industry across stage and screen. From Night and Day and The Devil Wears Prada to Big Little Lies and India standout American Warrior. Whether she is channeling comedy, heartbreak, or grit, she brings rhythm and range and rawness that lingers long even after the scene fades away. Today in Light to Lighten, we meet the woman behind the transformations, actress, storyteller, soul-led creator, Taylor Treadwell. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We are so excited to have you here
It's
today.
nice to be. That was a very nice introduction. And I should say that I was matriculated at NYU through a program called Stone Street Studios, which is a part of the Tisch School, and that was an acting, and it was more focused on camera acting, and I had some great teachers there that I'm still in touch with, so I did not graduate from there, so you guys don't think that I'm that fancy.
That speaks to your modesty, and we've seen many of your movies, and I know you worked with Tom Cruise as well.
Yes,
which is a dream of any aspirant into the movie industry.
Yes.
How was that experience like?
Was a flight attendant, but it's at the beginning of the movie, and it's sort of this very crucial scene when they're getting on the flight, because it sets off the whole action for the film. And he's a very professional, nice human being, and being able to see him act is like an acting class in itself, because he's so present, and with every take he gave something interesting, and I was just standing there when I wasn't on screen or when the camera was not on me. And Cameron Diaz as well, and she's such a lovely person, and there was a moment where she could tell that I was nervous,
right?
And she kind of grabbed my hands and looked at me, and she gave me this look like, "You're doing great." Awesome. And it is something that I've never forgotten, that moment of kindness where, these are two huge movie stars, and I'm just, I'm just playing a role that moves a scene along, that doesn't, it's not like I had I wasn't like the villain or whatever,
You're a star as well. And so, I must tell you, there are many actors who remembered for a couple of scenes, and people remember that forever. For example, there's this actor in Bollywood, Anupam Kher, and he, when he was in 20s, he enacted a role that was like a 70-year-old man, and people still remember him for that performance.
Wow!
It's called a movie called Saransh. Mm-hmm. And Anupam Kher is a legend today. and so are you.
I like to hear that.
Absolutely.
Hope I'm joining the echelon of legends.
Right. So going back to where you started,
Yes.
Taylor, what was it like? What was that spark? When did you really realize that you had that actor in you, which you had to bring out?
I think very early on, it's what I wanted to do. When I was a kid, I wanted to act. I wanted to do plays and theater. And we didn't have phones then, so I couldn't be making TikToks or,
Yeah.
so I did a lot of theater. Then I went to university my freshman year at University of Tennessee, Knoxville. And there was a play that they were putting on, and 300 or more people auditioned for the role. It was Barefoot in the Park, Neil Simon. And 300 people auditioned. This is a huge university, with 40,000 students. And I booked the lead of the play. And I thought, oh, okay. Well, maybe I could do this. I mean, maybe I am okay. And so I just kept going, with it thereafter. That was very encouraging to be able to do something like that. Because, in high school, I did the community theater and I was, candle girl number 2. And I guess in my Hollywood career, I've been as some of those similar titles.
There are millions of people who want to be stars, but very few make it, and you're one of them. And congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. So, I don't feel like I've made it. I feel like I'm still, but people's definition of what, have you made it? Right. And right. And I just feel like I'm happily and luckily working and getting to be in a project like, American Warrior. And I'm still, booking roles, because acting is, it's not a linear path, and nor is it nor is there a recipe for success. It happens so differently for everyone.
You said it. We will come back to American Warrior.
Yes.
And that's why you're here today, and welcome to Dallas as well.
Thank you.
And so going back to, your roots in acting, it has a huge intersection with entrepreneurship and being able to commercialize art and balance between art and commerce. And end of the day, you got to make money as well, right?
Yes.
So how did you achieve that balance, or what is striking in that journey? Because I see many of the artists are great, but on the commercial side, there is a secret that many don't know. So for our audience, if you can talk to them about how to pursue art and still keep making money and not lose that balance. That would help.
Well, I don't know if it's so much of a secret, but you need another job. I mean, so it's entrepreneurship and acting are very similar, because you're selling a product, you're selling, and and sometimes you're yourself. In the case of a company, people are investing in not just what you're creating, but they're investing in you because they believe in you. And I think acting is similar, because we are the product. We have to believe in ourselves, and someone has to believe in us, in order for us to be successful. But it's not easy. There's a lot of, just like, when you're building a company, there's failures.
Absolutely.
So but I, from the beginning, tried to look at rejection, which is a form of failure, right? You audition for a role and you don't get it. You are rejected for the part. Therefore, you could consider that a failure. But I looked at every audition as a gift.
So did you have many rejections?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
So many. I have done so many auditions where I didn't get the role. And that is normal. That is part of acting. That's part of acting. So if anyone is listening to this that's interested in becoming an actor, just know that you're going to hear 1,000 no's before you hear a yes. You have to be okay with that. And you have to look at each experience, each audition as, I always looked at it as a chance to play, a chance to practice, a chance to, inhabit maybe a character I haven't, done before. Even if I didn't get the role, at least I got to play.
Sure. So we see a lot of versatility in you. You come across, as an artist, you're kind of a soul-led creator, like I mentioned in the introduction, and you have that inner self. You have some initiatives with relating to mental health. How do you combine all these worlds? And it's really amazing for an actor to be versatile, not just among these domains which I mentioned, but you've acted in American Warrior now, which is truly an international movie, which has already hit the stands in international film festivals. So speak to us a little bit about that diversity in your initiatives, and how do you bring the convergence into the core of what you want to do?
I think that I always start from a place of curiosity, and I wanna learn, and I wanna know more. And with American Warrior, I was not super familiar with Indian culture. I have seen it in how it is portrayed
Right.
in film and television, right? And I feel like there's a very limited, scope or a view of how the culture is portrayed, because it's so much more fascinating and interesting and nuanced and relatable
Yeah.
than people really get a dose of. So for me, that was one of the best parts about working on this, was just being more, entrenched in the culture, and just seeing that there's actually, when it comes to things like family and love and relationships, there is no distinction between the two. It's all the
True.
same.
It is universal. Yeah.
Universal, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You said it. So where we come from, we grew up with Bollywood exposure,
Yes.
and trust me, even the biggest stars from Bollywood want to come to Hollywood, right? And your experience has been on the reverse.
I want to go to
Which is
Bollywood.
great. You want to go to Bollywood. I'm sure they'll welcome you there, and we welcome you there.
Actually, it is my dream to film
Sure.
something there.
Absolutely.
And a Bollywood
Yeah.
movie.
Right.
Is everyone listening?
So this is interesting. We can count a handful number of stars from Bollywood who acted in some Hollywood movies, and you already hear in indie standout American Warrior. What was that experience like relating to Indian culture? What really stood out, and how did you adapt to this indie theme?
Well, I mean, I look at that as two sort of separate things, because when we were filming, obviously there were a lot of themes and things that I was introduced to, Diwali,
Right,
et cetera. But I would say when I was filming, I wanted to respect that my character was a lot like me, and I didn't know a lot about it, and I wanted to come at it from a respectful, curious place. So I really. Have you seen? Am I allowed to ask you? Have you seen the movie? Are you going to see it tomorrow?
I'm yet to see the movie, but I've seen the trailer, and I've read the 20-pager.
Have you seen Taylor in the trailer?
Yeah, yeah, I've read the 20-pager. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I forgot what I was saying, but
you were talking.
Oh,
yeah,
so I wanted I wanted the audience. If you're an audience watching this and you're not familiar with Indian culture, I felt I added some dialogue where my character asks some questions, and is curious about things. And I feel like that when people are watching that, we've done screenings and we've had, gone to festivals,
Right.
and people really appreciate that that's how the character, was. And I felt like it was important because it's not established, right, that she's ever been exposed to it. So I wanted it to come from a place where people who were watching could also learn and could also absorb some of the new things that her character and I, were absorbing.
So for our audience, can you become Melissa for now for a couple of minutes and say a couple of dialogues?
Oh gosh, you as an actor,
Yeah.
you got to tell me what to say. You got to tell me where to go. You got to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah. I don't know.
We can come back to it. That's not a problem.
What's funny is that we filmed this 2 years ago.
Wow.
And
okay.
yes, and
Wow.
I wanted this is a very raw, gritty, real feeling
Right.
movie. Nothing feels Hollywood, flashy.
Sure.
The story it feels real when you're watching it,
Right.
And so I wanted Melissa to feel like a real person. And
Right.
so I just kind of relaxed and let myself sort of be, not in the getting my highlights and the, my facials and all the, upkeep that you sort of have to do. Because I wanted to inhabit her as much as I could. And she's a single mother. She's recovering from addiction. And so it was important for me for her to feel as authentic as possible. And I think that, sometimes you're watching a big Hollywood film and you go, those people would never be together in real life, And I didn't want any single person in the audience to feel that way.
Yeah.
I
must tell you, in the little bit of interaction I've had with you in the last 1 hour, I see the way you adapt and the way you sink into the conversations. I think that's the actor part of Taylor Treadwell.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so fascinating to talk to you. Interestingly, you did speak about rejections.
Yes.
And I've interviewed several personalities. Very few actually come out and openly talk about rejections, and really admire that in you. I think that is a learning that people watching this podcast will be greatly benefited from. And thank you for doing that.
Well, thank you.
While we spoke about rejections, there's another aspect to acting, right? Acting, entrepreneurship, and if you bring in the angle of leadership, right? You got to lead to be an actor. In the scene you're doing, whether you're a heroine or whether even if it's like that flight attendant role you played with Tom Cruise, in your own way, you got to lead that character to where you become that character, and which you do so well, right? So what does personal leadership mean to you from being an artist to a little bit of business and then leadership?
Yeah. Well, I spoke about in order to make it in acting, you have to have another job.
Another job. Okay.
So,
or get a lot of advertisements, sponsorships. Right?
You need them.
Absolutely.
So I also work in the corporate world. And so I see leadership happen, in the corporate environment.
Sure.
And I see it on film sets or TV set, and it's very interesting to see what good leadership and a positive culture will do for a company or, the crew on a set. So leadership is maybe one of the most important aspects of any business, but, in particular on, the film business. And there's hierarchy on set, and there's every single person on set, they have a specific job and a specific role that they are responsible for.
Right.
And there's not a lot of, you're not wearing multiple hats when you're on set. You're wearing one hat, really.
True. You play that role.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Whether you're behind the camera, or you're one of the crew members, or you are, in front of the camera. And so, you have to be prepared to, for that, whatever your scene is, emotionally prepared. You have to have it, memorized, because you're showing up that day, and it's not just about you. There's 150 people, standing around, all being quiet while you are, performing in your scene. And if you're not prepared, if you're not focused, if you're not present, if you're not there, then you are in fact not being a good leader.
Sure.
So, and you're letting, people down. So I think that's a really important component of like knowing your role. What do you have to do, and being prepared to do it.
So most of our audience know you as an actor, artist. So you interestingly brought out your role in corporate world.
Yes.
So talk to us about it. That's very interesting. And there's an increasing trend of corporate executives wanting to be in the entertainment world, in the media world.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'll be nice to hear from you as to what you do in the corporate world.
So I'm head of HR. SVP of HR.
Oh, can I send my resume?
Yes, I'll review it with you.
Yeah, I got my job.
Yeah. For a production company in LA.
Awesome. Okay.
And so that's been a wonderful blessing and a gift to be able to have a corporate career in tandem with this acting career.
Awesome.
Because I have sort of every day I wake up and I have a purpose and I have a place to go, and I have health insurance, which is really important in this country.
Yeah.
And then, when I do acting, I get to step away from that, and I get to really, do what I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about my job in HR and all of that, because
Sure.
there's a human component. I'm helping people, and so, but it's also been hard, because I've had to let people go.
Oh, yeah.
And then that afternoon go to an audition.
Absolutely.
And I will say, I don't think I've ever booked anything after letting someone go. So sometimes it's hard to separate, and to show up when you're having to do something hard. It also really gives me a lot of respect for people who are working multiple jobs, no matter where you are,
Yeah.
And also pursuing your passion and your happiness.
You brought out two very important ingredients of success, and I want to touch upon that for the sake of our audience. One is compartmentalization, and second is multitasking. How do you fire 50 employees, go for a shoot, and play a comedy role?
Yeah.
Right, and that's huge burden on your psychological disposition at that point in time.
Yes.
And that speaks to your ability to compartmentalize and also multitask. But on the flip side, let me ask you something. Has your boss ever told you, get me a role in the movie and you don't have to come to work, I'll still pay you salary?
No, I just take a vacation day.
Oh, you get a vacation. Right.
Yeah, I should be asking them to put me in their movies. They're a
Right.
production company. Come on.
Exactly. Anyway, no, that's great. So what else do you do? I mean, this is unfolding beautifully. Apart from the corporate world, I know I read somewhere about your, initiatives on mental health? Is there something that that's as a subject that does it? Uh, are you dear to that subject?
I think
Or the other way around?
yeah.
Is the subject dear to you? Yeah.
So I went to a high school in Memphis where graduating required, multiple hours of service. I might be wrong, but I want to say like 300 hours of service over the course of,
Wow.
4 years.
Okay.
That might be inaccurate, but let's just say that I think
Sure.
that I volunteered 300 hours. And then when I moved to New York and LA, I continued to do volunteer work. And I find that, so I don't have any mental health initiatives, but it is, especially nowadays, I feel like it's becoming more and more apparent how crucial it is to be open about it, to be curious about it, and to be understanding of people who may be experiencing, I'm a mom in my 40s, so I am, I experience, obviously I'm an actress. Like, come on, we're the most mental people on the planet. No, but I think that I'm glad that it's in the zeitgeist now, that it's becoming something that people can be more open about. I like that, my assistant at my office, who has moved up in the company, and she's no longer assisting me, but she would say to me, I just need a day, like a mental health day.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I always said to her, tell me how you're feeling, because if you can't show up today because you're struggling with something,
Right.
then like you're just going to be, it's going to be even worse for you sitting at the desk, pretending to work, pretending to engage with people. Take the time that you need. And so, I mean, my heart could break just thinking about how many people in the world suffer because they have no one to talk to, or they have no way to release. And so for me, if I'm ever dealing with heavy emotions, whether they're situational or they are, anxiety,
Right.
worrying about something that hasn't happened or isn't going to happen, that sort of
Exactly.
thing. The way that I get back to myself is through helping other people. So volunteering is a great way. If you are struggling with mental health, getting out there and volunteering is a great way to help yourself, and also creating. So, and creating something with your hands, painting, writing,
Right.
Anything to get the kinetic sort of forces flowing. So I do make a lot of art.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You're an artist. Acting and art, they go very well together.
Yes.
No, that's fascinating. That's really fascinating. And also, it's very helpful for film stars like you to kind of acknowledge that mental health is an issue, and which you're incorporating as a conscious parameter in your corporate world as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so very true. How many people, call in sick and say a stomach ache, a headache, or somebody's passed away, or they give all kinds of reasons.
How many times have your grandfather died? Like,
yeah.
Yes.
So I was just reading a joke on WhatsApp yesterday, and the boss asked the subordinate, do you believe in rebirth? He says no. He says, but I think you should, because your uncle, who you said passed away, came in looking for you yesterday and you were off. So,
it's a miracle.
It's a miracle. Right. So anyway, I think that's a very interesting point. I think people should be able to take off. Even if they don't have any physical ailment, it's important to recognize that on particular days you don't want to go to work. It could be any reason. It could be so deep that they can't even share it with anyone.
Yes.
And giving that space from an HR standpoint, which you're doing so well, hats off to you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, there's a lot of jobs, a lot of businesses, and where people don't have that luxury, I would call it, to, you know what, I'm just having a bad day. I don't want to come in.
Right.
Think about like doctors and nurses for one, or like, someone who is being paid hourly, and if they don't go to work, they're not going to get their paycheck, and then they can't, pay their rent. So there's sometimes like having that, outlook or viewpoint in the corporate world, you hope that it spreads to, other industries, I suppose, where people may not have that luxury. So I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what the mechanism is for that. And it's different for every industry. But I hope that there's enough focus and emphasis on it to where, changes can happen in that regard.
Absolutely. I think it's also related to the corporate environment you create, right? It starts with the leadership. And if every company has a HR head like you, I'm sure the environment will be great. That's awesome. So, Taylor, we did cover your journey from where you started to your corporate world and your experience with psychological issues in the corporate world, in the movie world, etc. Time to get back to American Warrior.
Yes.
Right. So tell me something. How did you land this role? Who approached whom first?
So one of the producers, Christy Coors Beasley, is someone that I have known for a very long time.
Okay.
And when she read the script, she thought that I would be perfect for it. She didn't say anything to anyone. And the casting director, who I know and who knows me, brought me up as an option for Melissa. And Christy goes, "That's interesting. I agree with you." And she's very smart. She didn't want anyone to feel like it was forced. And so I auditioned like everybody else did. And this is when auditions, this was in 2022, 2023. So, during COVID, a lot of auditions moved to going on tape. So you would couldn't go into a room and audition with the producers and casting director. So I put myself on tape, and Gustavo, the director, he really liked my performance, and he wanted to cast me as Melissa. So yes, a little bit of, who you know, and then how you do.
Sure. I have a layman's question for you.
Yes.
So you're already a star, and you worked with, the best of Hollywood.
I need to know your definition of star.
Star. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, star is a star.
Supernova.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So do you still need to go through audition?
Yes.
Yeah, you do?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Even real stars. No.
You're a real star. Come on.
But really, there are obviously there are a lot of films that they have people in mind, and they make an offer to. That person doesn't have to audition, say. Right. But then there are other films where I think the director knows what they want in the character, but they could see, this star in it, and they don't really know until they see that person inhabit the character. So I think that's where a lot of auditions come into play. And I also think that there's directors that want the audition process, whether you're a star or not, or what have you. So yes, I think I've seen articles where huge superstars say, "Yeah, I auditioned for that, but I didn't get it." And I think, wow, it makes you feel, it's like, just because you become a household name doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a guarantee.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you got to keep reinventing yourself and stay current, and you are only as good as the current movie. But of course, people love you, and I'm sure that goodwill will carry a long way, auditions apart. And so another question which I wanted to kind of ask you is, yeah, imagine a teenager wanting to, make it in Hollywood, right? And she has no clue, he or she has no clue how to go about it. So can you give them a kind of GPS to go to
Yes.
Hollywood?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say start first in your own community.
Okay.
So local theater, small student films, filming at the local college, putting on a play in the living room for your family and charging everyone $2 to see your play,
Right. Okay.
Just doing anything that you can, taking acting classes, going to theater camp, because acting is a muscle and it's a craft. And, there are a lot of people who are naturally talented, but it is something that deserves to be studied and to be developed and to be practiced. So waking up and thinking I'm going to be a Hollywood star, it's like a basketball player or someone who likes to dribble say, oh, I'm going to be on the Lakers next week.
Right.
You gotta you gotta join the team at school. You gotta you gotta play against other kids. You have to put in effort and work. And the other thing that you have to put effort into is your own worth and your value, because there's a lot of external validation that can come from being an actor or from being someone who's on, social media or whatever that has recognition or attention.
Right.
And if you don't establish, your own internal compass, your own GPS, within, then you'll have zero career, a short-lived career, or one that is not really fulfilling. You may get all that, but if you don't have that inside, then, you could fall apart the moment you get cut from a film or someone writes a not so friendly review, so it's important to, establish that as well. And as an actor, you have to understand the world around you and how what motivates everyone, because you're going to be inhabiting characters that come from all walks of life. And it's important for you to be curious and to, learn about the world around you. So, I would say start with the local and study and work begets work.
Right.
So I would just say keep at it. And there are a lot of people who put a time limit on success. If I'm not successful by the time I'm 30, I'm not going to do it anymore.
Right.
I don't view it that way. I just, I always said, as long as I'm happy doing it, I'm going to keep doing it.
So that's your perception of success.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So on that note, we will move on to the next section of our podcast, which is a rapid fire round.
Oh,
and you have only 10 questions.
Oh, God.
So Taylor Treadwell, welcome back, or Melissa in American Warrior.
Yes.
Right. So welcome back to this round of rapid fire. Are you ready?
Yes.
Great. Our audience is ready as well, and they can't wait to get your answers. Right? First question for you.
Okay.
One role that changed you forever.
The Devil Wears Prada.
Anything you want to speak
rapid fire. Okay, so it doesn't just have to be a quick answer. I can also talk.
You can also talk. Yeah, absolutely.
No, it was extreme. It was a juncture in my early career that gave me a recognizable film, which is always important when you're trying to get cast, and it gave me more confidence and courage to keep going.
Sure. Big studio or indie film? What's your soul drawn to right now?
Oh, I mean, my soul is drawn to anyone who will hire me. So no, but indie film actually, for me, it's the sweet spot of being able to create something that is not just a creation, but a collaboration.
Sure, I'm sure Bollywood guys are hearing this. So.
Yeah, Bollywood. You should have said big studio, indie, or Bollywood. Because
Or
my
Bollywood,
answer would have
yeah.
been Bollywood.
Yeah, that question stands modified. Okay, third question for you.
Yes.
The scene you found hardest to let go of in your career. One scene that you can
yes.
recall.
Big Little Lies was a very, very emotionally wrought scene. And even thinking about it right now, my body is, I'm feeling like a sort of a tide of emotion come up thinking about it. It was a really, heart-wrenching scene. And I had to draw from really deep within to get to the emotional place I needed to be.
That's how deep you sink into the character.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Your go-to ritual before stepping on stage or screen?
Breathing.
Breathing. Deep breathe?
Yeah, you have to take a breath. You really do, because there's a lot happening when they say action. There's so much going on around you. There's 50 people standing around watching you, and you really have to be present and there. So taking a deep breath, is important.
Comedy or other roles, which is more appealing to you?
Dark comedy. I want to do dark comedy. Or I want to do dark comedy because I can be funny.
You
I
bet
enjoy
you
it.
can. Yeah, absolutely. You have been it. That's wonderful. One actor you would drop everything to work with?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. If you weren't an actor, what would you be?
An artist.
An artist.
Yes. Or an interior designer. I really like interior design.
Very interesting. A book, film, or mantra that lights you up when you're stuck?
I really like A Gentleman in Moscow by Amor Tolls. I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name. But that was a book that I got completely lost in. And it's one of those books that I like to pick back up every now and then and just open to a random page and just remember, the moment from that chapter. And they actually turned it into a series.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. With,
Interesting.
yes. I'm trying to think of it. Anyway. So, The Creative Act by Rick Rubin. It's a relatively new book.
Right.
It's only, actually, you know what? I picked up that book, at the airport on my way to Chicago to film American Warrior.
Oh, interesting.
So it was, at the airport bookstore.
Wow.
And every morning I would read a chapter from it, and then I would do a short yoga.
Right.
Yes. And just the way that he talks about how you look at the world and the universe, I think it's really important for artists and sort of anyone who's creating anything. I think it's a pretty valuable book.
Wonderful. No, thanks for letting us know about that. Your definition of warrior in one word?
Resilience.
Resilience. Brilliant. A line or moment from American Warrior that stayed with you?
Pasika der.
Pasika?
Pasika der.
Pasika there?
It's Tamil,
Okay.
and it means I'm hungry.
Hunger. Okay. Pasi is hunger. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'm hungry for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some snacks waiting. So,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
hopefully.
I love a good
Yeah,
snack.
Yeah, Pasikade. Yeah,
Pasikade.
that's Tamil.
Yes,
Okay, got
yes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did pick up on Indian languages. You're pretty fast.
Certainly
and quick
did
at
not.
it.
Certainly, languages are challenging, especially if you didn't grow up speaking multiple.
It is.
Yes.
Is, yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah, I have a lot of respect for people who can speak multiple languages.
Wonderful. So on that note,
Yes.
Taylor Treadwell, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we are so honored to have you on our podcast, Lighten. And I'm sure audience are enjoying it as much as we did. And of course, I promise you if there are any repetitions of my question, we will edit that out. So don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Because I was so eager to teach people how to get into Hollywood that I kept repeating that, perhaps. Yeah. So
No.
yeah.
I mean, listen.
we'll figure that out. But
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate your time and welcome to Dallas. All the best for the movie American Warrior.
Thank you.
And I do hope you play several other roles as well in upcoming movies. And
Yes.
wish you all the very best and
Thank
safe
you.
travels.
Thank you.
Yeah.